Everybody, my wounded civilian family, we're back again to talk about what is going on in our country, the mistake we are making, and to appreciate some reasonable Igbos. Igbos are waking up. Many, they are waking up now. But we don't trust them anyway. We don't trust them. But we thank God for their life. They are waking up. They are smelling the coffee now. The teams have been telling them, they're beginning to realize, yes, I'm telling them the truth. And I thank God for my life. I'm the first to start telling the world that this bunch of criminals, Adekano and his gangs, they are nothing but criminals. People then were thinking maybe I just hate them for no cause. I was just fighting them for nothing. Exactly, especially when the idiot said they should not vote and the rest. Collected money from Atiku and later, tell them they can go and vote. And their demand have been sealed and signed. And people that their demand have been sealed and signed still, since 2019, they are still on Facebook, internet, disturbing, fooling themselves. So I thank God for my life because I know when people are not serious. I know criminals. And also to my people that is, listening to me, people who always come and, hear me out first, my fans or my followers. I thank God for your life. Thank God for everybody. Igbos are waking up. Like I said, Igbos are waking up doesn't mean we will allow them, to come and indoctrinate our people, brainwash our people into this their own nonsense. We will never allow that. And the kind of biggest mistake is when you sleep, drink, wake up one day, and you just feel you want to use Ngoromingoro Biafra, stuff like that, and he's going to die. That's it. The Kanu is going to die. I know everybody. We are going to die. But the Kanu will die early because of his atrocity, his crime. And again, my last video, I called Ojukwu a criminal. In fact, I've been calling Ojukwu criminal. I saw some Onyamiri miss blood, or Igbos that use their Facebook name, open Facebook and begin to pretend that they are from Edo or they are from Urobo or they are from Asia. He foolishly reply, not me, or somebody posted my video, and say, why should I call a JK criminal? He was insulting me that I'm very stupid. Ojukwu father was one of the richest, was a millionaire. I need calling Ojukwu a criminal. I said, wow. People of these days lack education. You understand me? People think, because you can speak funny, like behave like British stupid English, American WhatsApp, that make you intelligent. That is the reason why they follow fools like Ina Adekano. No. Education is what you are born with. It's like ram and goat. Your education, your sense of reasoning is not where you get from, going to school, from university. No. Some of us are born with it. You understand me? Some of us are really born with it. So when I say Ojukwu was a criminal, it doesn't mean, a criminal doesn't mean somebody that is stealing. You steal something from somebody. So because you steal from somebody, you are not a criminal. No, criminal is more than that. Somebody that is committing crime is a criminal. Somebody committing adultery is a criminal. When you extort money from people, you are a criminal. When you go about causing tension, causing pain, you are, killing people, kidnapping people, you are all criminal. It's a crime. Crime is a crime. So I'm not, when I say Ojukwu was a criminal, it doesn't mean he steal something. You remember Jonathan, when Jonathan they said corrupt, corrupt, make it more beautiful. When you say Nigerian politicians, they are very corrupt, No, Jonathan make them understand, look, call it what it is. They are thieves. Call them thieves. They are criminals. Say you are a thief. You are stealing money, not just corrupt. So these are Pope Nikompus and these Onyamiri, you know, the Onyamiri and these Fulani people in the north and this Onyamiri Igbo, they reason alike. The same thing they want. They want to occupy your land. They want to use Ruga, use their cow style with style and take over your land. And the fucking Igbo Onyamiri people in Nigeria bad want to take over your land. So let us swear for these two tribes. This Hausa Fulani that is trying to occupy our land, and this Igbo Onyamiri people to leave us the fuck alone. So that is my mission. And I thank God for Igbos that are waking up. Igbos are waking up. You understand me? When I say Ojukwu was a criminal, because go and Google it, you know what I'm talking about. Somebody that dragged his own people to war. A war he know he will not win. And later, he started using kids, 10 years old boys, sending them to face a well-trained military, Nigerian military. Such person is a criminal. Ojukwu is a criminal. Was a criminal. They're not supposed to bury Ojukwu in Nigeria. Look, I'm going to make a program here, and those IPOB Nikompus, those Onyamiri that is running their mouth in their platform, they want to debate wounded. They want to debate the wounded civilian. Look, I'm going to create a time, set a day aside for you people to come and debate me. Since you think you want to debate me on what, that I should give you my idol land. I don't understand. The mistake you make, the reason why I will never forgive you people, it is when you use style. When you invaded our land 1967, our region, you see the southeast you people talk about, southeast you talk about. It is not God from heaven that created that southeast. It's the same Oyibo, the fucking the canon, that useless fool. The Oyibo is insulting. He's in Oyibo land, in UK, insulting the Oyibo. He's in their land, using their passports, insulting the Oyibo. That they forced them into Nigeria. The thing they gladly signed 1914 and they hand over to them 1914, and they all enjoy this name they call Wazobia. So Wazobia don't sour now. Then you think you can come through the back door and brainwash this. We will sacrifice those Onyamiri blood. We will sacrifice them. We will sacrifice them for Ogun. And all the Urubos, we will sacrifice all of them for our Ogun. All those Esa people who don't want to learn, we will sacrifice all of them. They can't even go home. You understand me? Look, you enjoy your Wazobia. Go and repair your Wazobia. You were enjoying what they call it Wazobia. We are nothing. You fools still ask us silly question today. Where did you belong? What do you mean, where did I belong? I am a doorman. I belong to myself. I don't belong to your Wazobia nonsense. I don't belong to the Yorubas. I don't belong to the Northerners. I don't belong to the Southeast Igbos. Onyamiri. We are the Edos. We are the Midwest. Any tribe who don't want to be part of Midwest can go, but we remain Midwest. Hello?
Hello, good evening.
Yeah, good evening. How are you and your name? Where are you calling
from? My name is Franklin. I'm from Delta State. I was just watching your program right now.
Go ahead.
Okay. Like the little part I've listened to about it, I just want to ask some questions. First, we like one person, Delta Edo. What I want to know first is what is your aim? What are you pushing that are you convincing us to follow you? What are you after? Are you after achieving Midwestern, Bendel, or Toya is Edo Kingdom? Which one are you after? So we know what.
Okay, good. Good question. What I am preaching here, I am trying to educate my people to stop follow. Don't follow. You know, Fela sang it many years ago. Mr. Follow. Okay. Before this your follow thing, use yourself. We don't want to be a follower now. We are all kings. We are masters now. We are all masters because we have this idea of follow. So the spirit of follow that is in us. That is the reason why any one of us can come up today with good stories, with man, and you begin to donate money. I don't want that again. That is the reason why. That's what I'm preaching. Don't follow anybody now. Be your own master. You understand me? And finally, what I am fighting for is this. Nigeria is a fucked up country. Nobody can dispute that. Nigeria is a fucked up country. Nobody can dispute that. You understand me? We have over 200 something tribe. Yeah. Over 200 tribe or 300 tribes in Nigeria. But the some 2 or 3, 4 tribes, you know, sign the amalgamation, unite the rest of us together, and we are all suffering now. And those are the tribe the Oyibo hand over power to when they left. Now that the Wazobia is no longer working, my guy, Igbo man, stay on your own. Yoruba, stay on your own. We have countries 2 million. It doesn't matter. Even 1 million can make a country and have peace. Nobody drag anybody into any fuck up country again. We all are stakeholders now. There is no more major. If you think you are the majority, go with your majority. Do your own thing. Yoruba feel they are the majority. Do your own thing. That is what I stand for. Nobody should talk any tribe again. I don't care if the tribe is just 20,000. Don't let them be the one to choose and rule their destiny by themselves. That is what I'm fighting for. Is that clear?
This is what you are fighting for now, like say you're fighting for right now. It's not been long. It's not been long, a kind of like edit. Because
come again.
I've heard you I talk about Bendel.
I'm not hearing you. Come again, please, because the thing is not clear. Go ahead.
For now, I heard you talk about Midwestern. I heard you talk about Edo Kingdom. I heard you talk about Bendel. So this one you're talking about now, nobody start continue following. It's like a new parade.
Listen. You keep saying following. I don't want you to follow me. Why must you follow me? Nobody follow me. Don't follow any. Listen.
You don't want anybody to follow anybody anymore. You wait. This topic now is a new topic on your program.
Go ahead.
You're not talking about this before.
But one thing, listen. This is I owns this program. You understand me? Nobody donates money for me like your man Steiner they can. So when I ask you to wait, you wait. Wait. If you don't wait, I will cut you and continue. I run show here. I'm the one officiating show here. I am not Okokobi, I'm a boy. You can't even have you called in Adikanu before? I don't want to quarrel with you. When I say wait, you wait.
I did not mention
Then you wait. When I'm telling you wait, you are still talking wait. Let's take it. I don't want to cut you off. I want to learn from you. Then you learn from me. No, when I'm telling you, I still talking about. Look, nobody. Have you ever seen me tell people donate for me like your master? No, I'm doing this to help my people. I don't want people to indoctrinate my people. I am a Edo man. I was never part of Southeast. I was never part of Biafra, Onyamiri Biafra. So I am fighting to help my people. We don't want followers here. We don't tell people follow me. Follow me to where? Look, ask your question, please.
Okay. I said in the past, I've heard you talk about Midwestern, talk about Bendel and the Edo Kingdom.
Good.
Then this talk you're talking about now is a kind of new topic on your program, right?
Topic like what new? What new here?
You said now you're preaching peace. Everybody should be on their own.
No, people, listen, my brother. I am not preaching peace. There will be no peace until equal right and justice is guaranteed. I am not preaching peace. I am telling you, Igbos, as they are waking up, they are not preaching peace. I'm not the one to preach peace. Me preach peace when there is a certain group in Nigeria or somewhere in UK, in Ngoro, me preach peace. I don't preach peace. I'm not preaching peace. I'm happy that Igbos are rising, they are rising up to join us in this struggle and kick out and send these people to school because they lack education. Preach peace. No peace yet now. Peace, care.
Okay.
No peace.
Igbos are waking up to join you people in
Washington. You still don't get it. Wait, listen, my brother. Listen. I will allow you to talk. You still don't get it. You still talk about follow. Look, may God deliver us from this follow, a spirit of follow. Don't stop follow. I'm not talking about following here. I am here doing my thing as a Edo man, pleading, telling my people, don't let people deceive you. Nigeria is a fucked up country. When they were creating Nigeria 1914, did you sign amalgamation? No. Were you there when they said they want to join Nigeria together? No. You woke up, they wake you up one day, give you flag. And you say you should sing national anthem. You are not in Nigeria. And who is the president? Say Igbo man is the president and the Northern man is the prime minister. That is all we know. Now that Nigeria is a fucked up country, that word Igbo, don't come to me, preach anything here. Go and stand on your own and fight. Urobo, stand on your own and fight. Ishakiri, the same thing. Edo, stand on your own and fight. Ungoromingoro, how does your Ungoromingoro talk? We said no to it. So I'm not here to preach follow.
Okay, thank you very much. What about the people in the past that you have succeeded in making them believe in Midwestern and making them believe in Edo Kingdom or the Bender?
Okay. Now that wait, let me answer you. Let me answer you.
Okay, I'm listening. Yeah, I'm listening.
No, I thought you are finished.
No. Okay, no, go ahead. I'm listening to you.
You know, you said something like those. Look, you don't understand. Listen, you believe in Biafra, right? No, I'm trying to make a point.
I'm a born Biafran.
Okay, you are a born Biafra. Okay.
Nigerian.
Don't worry. You are a born Biafra. The name Biafra, Ojukwu created it 1967. Ojukwu, thank God you agree to that. Ojukwu created it, and you are born Biafra. You understand me? No problem for you. Thank God for you. Okay. Good. Me, I am born Midwest. 1963. Nobody imposed it on us. Nobody forced us and give us name like Ojukwu give you name. No, our papa, our mama. There was a referendum 1963. 12 tribes in the south, south. They went for referendum. We won, and they declared our own country, our own republic, Midwestern region. So that Midwest that my father suffered for, my mother suffered for, must stand. Any force. Okay, listen, let me finish. I'm sorry. Any force who denied it, who pretend not to be aware of it, that person will go 6 feet under, because I don't deny your own. If you are a Dododuwa, we praise God for you. We thank God for you. If you are Biafra, Ojukwu gave to you, we thank God for you. But the 12 tribe, great tribe, Urobo, Ishakiri, Edo, Esan, all 12 tribes came together and fight, and they got their Midwestern region. It stands. We don't need another referendum. We did our own 1963. You are the one who need a referendum.
Okay. In 1963, Midwestern was created. So, like our forefathers, your forefathers too, who were they before the 1963?
Oh, fantastic question. You see all this kind of question, it is irrelevant now, who were they. Listen, I said, listen, don't worry. I said, we are the Edos. We are the Edo before the British came, before your forefathers. Your forefathers, Nnamdi Azikiwe and the rest, when they agreed, when they signed the amalgamation, we were ever Edo. Urobo we are Urobo. Shekiri we are Shekiri. Before Igbo came. So the kind of question you said, I don't understand. We are the Edos. The 1963 12 tribes came together and said we need our own republic. When you fight for a country, you must give that country a name. That is the reason why we gave our name Midwestern region. What are you talking about again?
No, bro, you see, I understand. You know, we are getting each other here.
I know. I like you. Go ahead.
Other people are listening to. At the end of the day, whatever we're discussing now, is online.
Exactly.
We recorded our children.
Exactly.
And know where they came from.
Exactly.
So my other question is this: since you are from Edo, and we believe that Edo State is made up of many clans. How come when the ruler, the Oba of Edo, how long has the king and the Oba of Edo been existing before the creation of Edo Kingdom, or Edo Kingdom has been created before the king?
Okay, you see now. You see, you came here. You said you talk about Midwest. I clear you.
Yeah.
You talk about Nigeria. I clear you. Now you talk about my king. Now that is where you are trying to offend my Shalite. Listen.
Let me tell you something.
You listen now. You listen. You just ask me a question. You listen. That is where you try to offend my Shali Temple. You understand me? First of all, when Oyibo created your Nigeria 1914 amalgamation, we did not sign. Your people signed. You understand me? It is not my king that forced your people to sign that amalgamation. I said, I repeat, we, the Edos, did not sign. Urobos did not sign. My king did not force you. You understand me? When the handover, when the Oyibo left that country in 1960, my king did not have a hand in it. They hand over to you. Your Igbo man was the president, the head of police, the head of soldier, the head of navy, the head of custom. Edoma was not there. My king did not interfere. You understand me? When they kill your brother Aguyi Ronsi, Ansama came into power. When your brother Ojuku declared war, my king was not there. Although you accuse him is the reason why you lost the war. Awolowo is the reason why you lost the war. Queen Elizabeth is your enemy. Tiwa Danjuma is your enemy. Obasanjo is your enemy. Awolowo is your enemy. Vanguard is your enemy. Sahara Reporter is your enemy. Queen Elizabeth is your enemy. Russia is your enemy. America is your enemy. We thank God for you. Please. We are talking about Nigeria here. All traditional rulers, they don't have that power to read budgets in Nigeria. They are not the one controlling oil. If you don't learn to live, if you don't learn to fight your fight in the right way, and focus your anger on the people that is ruling you and the people who you ruled before, and leave a king alone who have not ruled Nigeria before, who have not control your oil, control your... If you don't leave that king, that you begin to have problem with the people. You know, the Muslims respect Muhammad, their prophet Muhammad. If you like Muhammad, if you are a Christian, you are not a Christian, they don't care. It's their prophet. Leave it for them. If you don't want their trouble, leave their prophet for them. Just like the Edos. We love our king. It's none of your business. He's not the one that's supposed to create job in the southeast now. He's not your governor. He's not your president. Is the Oba owing you? No, he's not owing you any dime. You need to respect the Oba. Even though you don't respect yours, respect us. That's it.
Yeah. Okay. So, like, when I was there in primary school and in secondary school in Delta, you know, we are sharing same culture like Edo Delta. So most of our history focus more about Edo Kingdom and the Oba. So if you hear me talk about the Oba of Edo, I know about Oba of Edo because I was taught in history more than my own native king. I never knew about my own king in school. I was talking about Oba of Edo as
which tribe are you? Which tribe are you? Which tribe are you?
I'm from Delta State, from Okwale.
Okwale. Oh, good, fantastic. Yeah. My brother.
You see where I'm coming from. So
I don't know. Wait now. My Oba is the Oba of Benin. It's not the Oba of Ekwale. You understand me? Listen very carefully. The Urobos have relationship with their Edos in the past. Now that they rush us, we don't rush them. Ishekiri have relationship with their Edos. The Anyoma people have relationship with the Edos. We have relationship with the Yorubas too. We have relationship with the Esan people too. So you are from Ekwale. Focus on your Ekwale. Yeah. If you think you have relationship with the Edo, fine. If you think you don't, no need to fight yourself over it. Nobody force you.
Okay, bro.
Listen. Okay, my Oba don't rule you. He's not the one he's not the one that's supposed to tie your road. It is a story that happened many years ago. Will not put food on your table. We have a relationship with the Yoruba. What does that got to do with struggling to be a better person in life? It's just a relationship hundreds of years ago. People corrupt it. It's not, nobody can come and tell me, I can tell the story 100%. It's not 300, 500, 600 years ago. You bother yourself over what happened 300, 500. That's not even well documented. You have time. Me, I don't have time for that. I have time for what the future will be. So my brother, get over it. All these your stories you cook up and somebody teach you, don't bring that to me. I am the wounded now. You don't bring that to me because it is irrelevant to my life.
Oga wounded. All of us, what do they talk for here? The other way around. If you like delete them for Facebook, it's already recorded. That your children, my grandchildren.
You keep saying children. Okay, why can't you talk about this, your country, the new country? You keep talking about something that is none of your business. And my Oba, my king, my Oba. Okay, but
make us educate you on this one, bro. Let me just educate you.
Educate me about on what topic?
You see, Abo Kingdom in Opale. Abo Kingdom has king.
Wait, my brother. I am not here today to discuss a kingdom. We are here to discuss politics, to tell these people, these Igbo people that is trying to indoctrinate our people. When the time of kingdom will come, then you can come with your kingdom. I don't care about kingdom. You still don't understand. I don't care. Like Yorubas, we have relationship with the Yoruba concerning Oromia or Dudua. We use it to entertain ourselves. Oromia, Dudua, Kaladera, what happened? Will not save me. Will not give me food. Will not put money in my pocket. I don't really care. It is only I see those who spend 3 hours, 4 hours talking about history that's not well documented. History 300. Were you there? All this history you want to tell me now, were you there? You are not there. If you want to give me a story, if you want to give me a story, you talk about like 20 years ago, 50 years ago, 30 years ago. Wait, listen now. Wait now. What I'm saying, if you want to give me a story of like 40 years, 50, even like this Second World War, 70, 80 years, not nobody can tell, like 500 years ago, 800 years above this. You spend your time debating on something that's irrelevant. My brother, don't, thank you, don't bring that here. Because if there's something, listen, again, there's something you are going to say, you know, there are some, these Igbos, they are, sorry to say Igbos, or especially not all Igbos anyway, those IPOP, they are playing with fire. Because really, you guys are playing with fire. Because if you want your Biafra, just like Ujuku, focus on your Biafra. Do whatever it takes. Stop offending people. Stop trying to rewrite people's history. Dig up something that is not true. Cook it up with propaganda. Lies and propaganda cannot get you Biafra. You will try and you will fail. Because all this social media stuff you are talking about, you are not the only one who know how to run it. Everybody know how to run it. Let me tell you something you don't know. War is very ugly. War is ugly. Some people don't understand what we are dealing with here. Look, my brother, the day of your traditional ruler and kingdom, then you can come with this story. Today is not for kingdom. You understand me? When it's for kingdom, you know why I don't deal with kingdom? That's what you will say now, because you guys have bastardized, insulted my traditional ruler so much. We will never forgive you people. That's it.
You see, you don't want to talk about it.
Listen. Wait, you wait a minute. I waited. I want to clear you the reason why I don't like to discuss that. You have insulted people you don't supposed to insult. Elders, your father. You have insulted your elders too much. You have no value. You have no respect for any traditional ruler. We thank God for your life. Carry on like that. Because for me now, if you say that, like just like the Muslim, when you say things they don't like against their prophet, they can attack you. I'm like that. When you talk to my elders anyhow, I can attack you. I can cuss you out. That's me. That's the reason why I don't want me and you to have this misunderstanding. Just leave that side because we will quarrel. If you say anything against me, I am a doorman. Even though my mama shit for market, I can't bring it on social media. You can't insult my papa because he shit for market. It's not your duty. It's not your papa. It's my papa. Any kids, anybody who come up insulting their own people, cook up stories, lies against their own kingdom, that person is going to suffer for the rest of his life. It's your responsibility to do whatever it takes and protect your land, not to be talking nonsense, bringing your people down. That will not work for money because they are putting some change in your account. You come and say nasty story. A guy that they put handcuff in his hand. Handcuff, when he steals something in Ogbelaka now. Handcuff. My late father said they should pull up the handcuff. Criminals can come to social media because you have phone and begin to insult your traditional rulers for hours, and Igbos are there clapping for you. It is a disgrace. For Igbo to even call on my program. Igbo, they are our enemy now. I just pick your call because you say you are from Delta. The real Igbos and across the Niger, because of the good Igbos like the jelly. That's the reason why we see. Time will come, Igbo in Edo will relocate. You don't have any business living in our land. You don't know what you are up against. A boy, they put handcuff in his hand when he steals something. You know, Belaka, go and ask the one that is giving you this nonsense story about our kingdom. My late father said they should pull up, they should remove the handcuff. This for my father. They should remove the handcuff and save this idiot. Tell him this story. When they put handcuff on his hand, the house he ran to for safety. The other day he was measuring my name. I look at this. I look at the idiot. He's one feeding you with this story. My brother, let me end. Let me drop your call and let me focus on what I'm saying. Any other question?
Okay.
This is because you are not here to talk about how you get your Biafra. I thought you are here to talk about.
You didn't let me finish now, bro. You said you want everybody to stand and focus on their own and fight on their own, like as I am now, to fight on my own, and the people should fight on their own. So why can't you just try sometimes when making your live video? At first you notice that Igbos, they are truncating with your kingdom and they are not coming around you or come online and talk about you.
No, my brother, listen. Anywhere you see people saying scangard against Edo people, it is the Igbos that are there singing hallelujah. We know now, we are not fools. Those of you in Delta State who claim that you are Biafra, no, you are Biafra, fantastic. But you are going to relocate to the main Igbo land. Delta and Edo, they are Midwest. See, you don't get the message. Delta and Edo is the Midwest. That's the war. You cannot. There's no land for Biafra there.
Bro, you are using today and talk about it, but you don't want to talk about it. How come you're making me an Edo man?
It is not. Wait, okay. Let me make it clear. I'm not talking about Edo land. Edo don't hold that data. Edo don't host your land. I'm not saying Edo. Listen, now let me make it clear. Wait, let me make it clear. I'm not like Nnamdi Kanu who forced himself on people.
Stop calling someone's name.
Wait.
With you, stop calling someone who is somewhere relaxing. Never call them. I don't even show that.
Wait. My brother, you need deliverance. You know why? You need deliverance. The person I'm calling his name is not. Listen. The person I'm calling his name. Listen. The person I'm calling his name is not your father. It's not your father. It's not your brother. It's Nnamdi Kanu. He's a fucking idiot. Don't tell me not to call his name. You have been calling other people's name here. My brother, don't bring that rubbish. My brother, if they send you here, tell them, you don't come here, do me this. Don't come here and be talking to me like this. Who is Nnamdi Kanu for you to be telling me not to mention his name? Let me answer you, my brother. Let me answer you. Don't. When I say now, can you tell Ijele this? I'm talking about that criminal somewhere in Europe. You are telling me I should not mention his name. Who is he? Don't you have some respect now?
Yeah. You said something that I picked here that you don't like.
You said. Nnamdi Kanu is my header. Is he my header? Nnamdi Kanu. Listen. It's your header. It's not. Listen. It's your header to header. Listen. It is header to header now. It's your header. I clap for you. It's not my header. It's my mate. Nnamdi Kanu is my mate, not my header. Nnamdi Kanu is there insulting Ohanaeze. I don't know who that him. I don't know his header. Nnamdi Kanu insulting Ohanaeze. Nnamdi Kanu insulting the Yorubas. Nnamdi Kanu insulting the Edos. Nnamdi Kanu insulting the Edos. You come here to come out telling me not to. Who the fuck is Nnamdi Kanu?
My argument, bro. We are trying to get something right here. So that
is it not you that is trying to bring argument here? I'm talking about that small boy that is insulting everybody. You are here telling me.
Yeah,
no.
Wait, bro.
My brother, let me answer your question. No, let me answer your question. You see that Delta State. You see that Delta State. Listen. You see that Delta State.
Yeah.
I am not telling you Edo owns that land. I never say we own. We don't own that land. Some Edos will tell you, oh, Lagos is for mouth. We don't own Lagos. Lagos belongs to Yoruba. We went there during many years ago. War is over. Don't carry what on another person's land. Maybe you install up and then makes you owns the land. Why are they not paying you tax? We don't own Lagos. Lagos is not our land. That's what brings trouble these days. I'm not saying we own Delta State. We know our land. We never claim another person's land. We don't even own Eastern land. Eastern owns their own land. What I'm saying here is very clear. When I say Midwestern, doesn't mean I'm saying Edo owns Midwest. I said 12 tribe make up Midwest. That 12 tribe make us Midwest. Make up Midwest. That's Edo and Delta. It is not. I have seen Anyo Mama who said they are not Biafra, and they can never be Biafra. I have seen Anyo Mama who said they are Biafra. I've seen people from Obiaruku. When you tell them Biafra, they laugh and just say, forget about that thing. So Delta is not for Obiaruku people. It's not for Ekwale people. It's not for Anyoma people alone. What I am saying, that 12 tribe that make up Midwest, 1963, it still stand. Those of you, they brainwashed. You can relocate to Anambra. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that.
Why can't you talk without insulting someone? You are against Nnamdi Kanu insulting people, but you insult people too much.
I tell you, how did I insult you? Proof. How did I insult you now?
Brainwash. See, like I said before, Bruce Ali gave us free education, and I enjoyed it. How didn't you use it? You are matured.
Okay, wait. But how did I insult you now? My brother, how did I insult you?
You called me brainwash.
Okay, wait. You are not okay, sorry. But Nnamdi Kanu never say sorry. Me, I say sorry. Sorry. What I'm saying, I am not trying to insult you. Sorry again. Because insulting you will not make any difference. Look, what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, you're right.
What I'm trying to say here is very clear. It was through referendum. You understand me? You see, the British, they left this European Union thing. There are some British who voted and said they should stay. There are some who said no. So the ones that say no, they should leave. They took the day more than the ones that say no. But when they were fighting, campaigning for this referendum thing, you don't see them chatting Okoko Biama, insulting every leaders, insulting everybody. Look, the referendum you are talking about, it is Igbo referendum, not our referendum. Edo Adeta have no referendum again. Because we did our own 1963. That's it. That's what you don't want to accept. We did our 1963. What kind of referendum are you talking about? Even though you need the referendum, are we going to use us to fight for your referendum? Don't fight for your referendum. You that is talking now, Biafra. You go to, you know that you are going to suffer with them. You know, they don't regard you as a Igbo. You are here now. You are telling me you are Biafra. You are Biafra. Look, your tribe, what's your population? Are you up to 2 million? Now, you are telling me you want to go and share country with people because you speak almost the same language.
You live abroad. You live in abroad, right?
Go ahead.
You live in abroad, in Italy, precisely.
Go ahead.
In your city where you live, your city where you live, in Italy, is it as big as Delta State?
Okay, fantastic. Can I answer you now?
Yeah, go ahead.
Good. You see, the problem of Africa is Africa. The problem we are facing in Nigeria, they are facing similar in Ghana, in Niger, in Kenya, even in South Africa, if not the Oyibo there. But that does not justify what is going on in Nigeria. It is general African countries like that. Even look at Haiti in America. Look at Jamaica. It is the same. It's like, I don't know what is wrong with us. But what I'm saying here is this. If we must make your state or your country a better country, we must do that with respect. You don't like you now. You said I said brainwash. To you, you get offended. I said, I'm sorry. That's it. When somebody come to listen, no, I want to make a point.
If anybody preach Biafra from me, nobody preach Biafra from me. I read about it on my own, even before now. Many years ago, I read about it. But I know that I came from somewhere. The language I speak, my attitude and actions, my lifestyle is from somewhere. Or these people that are Igbo, or maybe came from us, or we came from them. Understand? Nobody preach about Biafra.
Okay, wait. No. Well, you are fine. You are right. You said those Igbos, either you came from them or they came from you. That's not what you said.
Right.
That means it's two tribes now, right? You understand me? Now, wait. Somebody from that part of the world. You see, in Edo, for instance, our governor house, the street is called Denis Osadibe Avenue, because he was the lawyer who fought tooth and nail so that we will have our Midwest. Then they said they don't want to. They want to live with Midwest. They want to stay with Midwest. Nobody forced anybody. It is through referendum. So if the young generation now feel they want to stay with them Biafra, no problem. We are not saying what we are saying. When you begin to say Ngomingoro Biafra, that is weird. That place, that name you had to our Ngomingoro Biafra. No. We will go court for that. We are going to fight for that. When you say Urobo, you don't talk to people like that. We are the Edos. You understand me?
Yes, yeah.
I'm not referring to. Listen, when the time comes, you see that Igbo land. We have Ijele. We have followers too. I will play you videos of Igbo today, about 4 to 5 videos of Igbos swearing for Nnamdi. I'm not the one saying it now. They are begging. They said he should not even come home. I will play the video. So listen, no, let me land. So you people come. Wait now. Wait. You people come out here to come and pretend as if everybody agreed to it to your Igbo Biafra stuff. No. Few days ago, those ESM, Nnamdi Kanu foot soldier, those terrorist boys, they were attacking one Igbo man, saying he's the one selling land to Fulani. They went to his house with AK-47. They were arising. The video is with me. I will play it when you finish. When I finish with you, I will play the video. They were terrorizing him, saying he's the one selling land for Fulani. But in the beginning, they said they want to fight the Fulani carrying cows in the bush. Now, you want to kill your fellow brother because he is the one selling a cow to Fulani. But your people are buying hotels, building houses in the north. The war you are instigating now, when it starts, that is the reason we are telling you, not the boundary. Since you know how to solve your problem, you are the one who know more than everybody. You knows it all, Mr. Perfect. No, look, you know, the people in the north, those youth, they behave like cow. Sorry, I'm not trying to insult them. Listen, no, wait, make I land. Sorry,
don't say that to me.
Wait now.
You can say it to me, but not to me. Because
wait.
Education.
I know, sorry. I said, I'm not saying you, cow. I said our brothers in the north. I mean, Fulani's youth. When I say cow, I'm not trying to insult them. I mean, they listen to their leaders. You remember when we were agitating for...
Did you ever live in the north? Have you ever lived in the north, in northern Nigeria?
No, I don't. No. Why do you... No.
Okay. I lived in northern part of Nigeria for years.
What does that got to
there? So
no, I'm not
I grew up in Nigeria.
Fine, you grew up there. But what I'm trying to say, these people there, they listen to their leaders. Now, all this tension, if you want to fight the Fulani's S-men, they are coming to our land, really terrorizing our farmers. That's a way of solving the problem. That is the reason why
on your own opinion, which is the best way to solve this S-men killing?
Okay, the best way is this. Every state have their governor. You voted for them. We voted for them. In Edo, when Fulani is terrorizing us, we cry to our governor first. Our governor have to do something. We must force them. If we really want our governor to work. If all the youth in Edo go to his office and say, you are not going home today. We have problem. You must solve it. He will not move an inch. If really we want to spark change, all those people from Europe or people from Asia land will travel and come to the Benin City. People from Aushi will come to Benin City. Everybody, it will be like stadium. Occupy our governor house. It would answer to us. But if we want change, every state can do that. But what I'm trying to say here, to solve it, our governor must be involved. One fugitive somewhere cannot. Somebody leading a proscribed group, they call them hypo-terrorist group. Either you like it or not, the government of the day said you are a terrorist group. Now, they did battle dance in your house, you ran away. All the way from UK, you said you set up. You are not the governor. You are not a senator. You are not the president. You know, when you asked me a question just now, if where I'm living now, if it's like that. Look, every day you keep saying black people bad, but you living in Europe, you are acting even worse than the people you are insulting. How can you be living in Europe here and you know that nobody can try that here? And you are saying Africa should change, and you are the one who set up a terrorist organization, and you gave them AK-47, people that's not well trained in the country because a Fulani man is the president. As if look, Obasanjo was a president in that country. Buhari have 2 years to go. Jonathan was the president in that country. He didn't solve problem. Obasanjo did not solve every problem. Buhari 2 years for him to go. Take it easy. Don't go and do something that will bring... Look, let me tell you something. Sorry that I'm taking much time. Let me just say this. You see, in Syria today, when war break out in Nigeria today, for instance, as long as the president, Buhari, if the president is from the north, for instance, first of all, he will carry his loyalists, people that are loyal to him, soldiers that are loyal to him, to secure the oil, where the oil is coming from. Our people can even sell us out and support him and say, yeah, I support this president. They will secure where the oil is coming from, because that is where they will get oil to pay this superpower that is going to back some side. America will back some side. Russia will back some side. China will pick his. Everybody will. We don't need that kind of Nigeria. And where you are living in foreign land. No. If you want that chaos, if you want that anarchy, let everybody go home. That is what we are saying. And if you know, look, if the civil war we fought before, we can pardon the people that drag us into that war, because this time nobody drag us into any war that we know we cannot win. If anybody tried, we will not forgive anybody, because the war we fought before 1967 to 1970 set us back. So that is where the reason why, that is when we gave the power God gave to us in the south, and gave to the Igbo, you gave it to the Fulani. What you created to suffer the rest tribe. God punished the southeast now. It is the Fulani that is using it to suffer us. If you instigate another war, nobody, it will be disastrous. That's what I'm saying. So carry on, my brother.
Okay, bro. I want to beg you also for something, because I know that you have some followers and they might be listening. Understand, to maybe pick one or two things from you and maybe from my questions. What I want to ask is that, since I've been listening to it for some time, you've been talking, if you could give me at least maybe give silence for some minutes. Let me see.
No, I don't silence here. No, my brother. If you want to contribute, just say it like a minute. No, not tell me to wait for.
Yeah, okay. First of all, talk about. Let me just talk about the oil. Where you are saying today in Italy, they don't have oil, but they are living good. See, if Buhari is focused on the oil that is going to protect the oil without protecting the life of the people, then he's a madman. That one is settled. Then let me go to the governors. You said that the governors, if you want the extent to talk like it, go to their governors. I went to your page. I've been following your page now, like go from up to down. I hardly see where you've been promoting this kind of talk like this. Everyone should cry out and go to the governor. All you have been saying is about Kano.
My brother.
I ask you
my brother. No, my brother. Listen. I will allow you to talk. As you are talking now, and you say something that is not right, you don't expect me to keep quiet. You can't mislead people here. You said I didn't say this. Kano have been crying Buhari Jubrin. You didn't tell him to stop. That how will Jubrin give us your Biafra? Aisha Buhari boyfriend. You didn't have been saying it. You didn't ask him to stop. My brother, look. I have been doing what I am doing. Listen, I'm sorry. I have been doing what I am doing. What I am doing now. You see, Buhari is a madman to you. Nnamdi Kanu is a madman to me. Just like you have the guts to call somebody's father, somebody that is 80 now, a madman. The Nnamdi Kanu that is barking like dog in UK is also a madman to some people. That is what you Igbos, you IPOP don't understand. You cherish your own, the one that is brainwashing you. You think the one you are insulting don't have followers too. Look, my brother, tread with care. Look, man, let me tell you something. I've been fighting, I've been doing this for 20-something years. And nobody pay me. I don't bring out, I don't bring out account. Come and donate. It is security this. For the ESN this, the one. Now, people feed him. People don't feed me. So what I'm doing, you don't tell me what to talk, what not to say. If it is Nnamdi Kanu for 3 years, it is my life. Nnamdi Kanu try to indoctrinate my people. He want to Ngoro, I will sit back. No, it is my responsibility to swear for Nnamdi Kanu, for him to die young, so that he will learn how to respect us. Come here, be telling me, Buhari, madman. Nnamdi Kanu is the madman here. Nnamdi Kanu that will put his people in harm's way is the madman, not even Buhari.
No, when I say Buhari is a madman, is that I believe he's a father who has feelings. For being a president of a country, you're supposed to stand as a father to the nation. Whenever you see that,
if you insult Buhari on that level, listen, if you insult Buhari on that level, like he failed, because to me, Buhari failed. Buhari fucked up. You know, I agreed.
What is it?
I agreed.
It's still a madman that will do that.
Fine. My brother, listen.
They follow it.
My brother, listen.
Understand?
My brother, me and you, we talk here now till tomorrow. That will not change Buhari. Yeah. Buhari fucked up. We voted for him. Maybe I didn't vote for him, or maybe.
But we did talk change Obaseki, your governor.
Come again.
What can this talk change your governor? Because people should cry to your governor to stop the herdsmen killing. So how many people are in your own thinking? How many? What is the number of people that are supposed to be killed before the governor will say something about it? Well, I know they might have killed up to 100 or 200.
My brother, they are not killing anybody in Edo. If Fulani disturb our people, don't put it as if they are. You know your propaganda. Fulani. We don't buy that shit. All your Fulani killing. Look, no, you ask me a question. I am from Edo. You are not from Edo. You listen, my brother. You cannot mislead people here. I know what you want is to let you have problem with Fulani. Go and continue your enmity with Fulani. I don't have any problem with Fulani. I only have problem with criminals. Edo people are criminals too. We have Edo courts killing their people in Edo. We have criminal we have Fulani criminals too. Those are the ones. Those are the ones escorting cow. We have Igbo criminals kidnapping their own people. In Adikanu have a foot soldier that is terrorizing people too. It's also criminal. So don't bring this Fulani hatred. You hate Fulani. I don't hate Fulani. If you have anything against Fulani, go and fight the war and leave the rest tribe alone. Very simple. If you have anything against your Fulani, go and continue your enmity with the Fulani. Leave us out of it. Fulanis are terrorizing them in Yoruba land. We don't, but Yoruba people don't hate the Fulani. They hate the criminals. We have criminals in Edo too. People is killing their own people in Edo. We have them in Igbo land. We have them even in Yoruba land. So my brother, don't paint it this propaganda Fulani stuff here. We have some good Fulani too. Every tribe have good and bad people. That's what we are wanting people to learn.
Propaganda. Try and see it above propaganda. If anyone can do that propaganda,
that is the propaganda you guys are pushing. You push propaganda too much. You like propaganda too much.
Whether it's Fulani or it's Jam robbery. What I'm saying is this. You say we should cry to our state governor. Since you have been doing this your program on your stage, has any of your program or any of your program ever got into the government, even your local government?
Okay, can I answer you now?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah,
Ina Dikano have been crying Biafra for 10 years. Where is your Biafra? 2015, he said, if you don't give you Biafra, you will know that Elohim, Abi Elohim did not send him. Are you not still shouting there now? He promised you in 2016, where is the Biafra? 2017, he promised you 2020 now, that if you the year better his mother and his father. If you don't get your Biafra, you know that Elohim is a fake. Go to Eloha now. You have been crying for Biafra, you don't get it. You keep pushing, you keep fighting. Even they don't listen to you. So whenever there is election on another day, vote for a person that will listen to you. So if you don't listen to us, that's the reason why I said.
You sound bitter and
no, sorry. I am this is not about. Okay, jealousy for what? You say jealousy for what? I am a man. I'm not Igbo. Listen. Okay, my brother, wait. Okay, wait.
Bro.
Okay, wait now.
My brothers and your brothers, who are the adults, understand? They are my brothers and they are brothers. I did not ask you about Igbo on the Kano.
Wait, you said no. You said no. You said my brothers. Who is my brother?
The court is killing in Edo State. That's what I'm asking. Has you made any video about it, even to your local government chairman?
You see, that's the problem I have with you. It's like you don't know me. I am the one that here. I said I've been doing this job for 20-something years. Listen, wait now. Wait. I'm coming, wait. It's like you don't get it. In 1995, I went and sang when them Daddy Shoke were doing Daddy Shoke, all this sexy music. I was doing politics. I did 4 albums, political, nobody buy it. They don't buy politics. I have to come here in Europe. Ever since I've been singing, doing it. People that know me know everything. When this social media stuff opportunity to reach my people, I don't even know to crack my brain, go to studio. Then I grab it. That's what I'm doing. I've been crying the result. You don't know me. Okay, you don't know that I once fight for the Nnamdi Kanu's release. You don't know.
I know.
What are you talking about? You are talking as if say you know me yesterday. I've been in the game for long. Edo, what is happening in Edo? What is happening in Edo is my problem. Even today, I make a video today. One check my wall concerning the vigilante that is there. They said the vigilante. Now listen very carefully. The vigilante, the governor organized to take care of Edo right now. Edo are complaining that some of them are even harassing them in the night, flashing guns. That the governor should talk to them. They are not Fulanis now. They were shaving somebody's head today. So we are trying to tell these people, look, they created this thing to take care of our butchers, safeguard our farmers, not to be terrorizing people on the street, shaving these are the things we were protesting against during NSAS. What the name of this police? NSAS. That SARS people, when they see you having dreadlocks, they will say you are a criminal. And the people who just created yesterday to take care of insecurity in Edo, and you are doing the same, shaving somebody's head. For what now? This boy look like Fulani. That is what I'm talking about. When you create something like this.
It's ignorant. It's all ignorant, bro. And
that is ignorant.
I don't know the local government you came from or the town you came from in Edo State, but I still want to say it this way, as a wounded the effort and you are channeling against the Biafras or Nnamdi.
I am not. No, my brother. My brother. No, wait, no. When you say things, when you say things that is not right, I have to correct you. In the beginning, I was not against them. I was even fighting for them. But when they try to indoctrinate my people, force us into this, they are preaching Igbo supremacy. It's my responsibility to tell them to hold it right there. Nobody they are preaching Igbo supremacy. How Igbo can be above everybody. Igbo cannot be, Igbo are just like Urobo, Edo, Shekiri, nothing more than that. In terms of politics, when it comes to politics, they are nothing. They are failed woefully. They are only good in selling papers, business. I will tip my cap for them for that. When it comes to politics, they should take the back seat. They are the people who created this problem. Okay, now, hello, let me talk to you. Hello,
yeah,
let me talk to you. Let me talk to you. No, let me tell you. Let me ask you two questions. If you get it, it means yes. You are.
I'm listening.
When Oyibo British left that country, Nigeria, what kind of government did they left for us?
If they left any good government when they were living, by now it will see.
My brother, I ask you a question here. Just answer it. When you answer it, you don't try to be smart. If you try to be smart, that is the reason why you will stand alone. Again, let me ask, what kind of government Oyibo left for? If you don't know it, you say, I don't know. What kind of government did they left for us?
They left their business.
What kind of government? I'm not talking about business. What kind of government did they left for us?
They left business.
You see what I'm talking about. You people destroy that country. What you plan against others, turn against you. And you are now trying to use propaganda. My brother, you guys are daydreaming. You think all these nickel-pools, you guys are brainwashing to come on air to be shouting, Odembo Biafra, Biafra will save you when the time comes. You are all alone. Look, it is not we, the adults, the Robo Shekiri that is against you. It is your own ego people that will finish you up. You don't know what you are up against. Or you both created a regional government and hand over to your brother, you say my business. When you were sending Amagam, when they hand over to Nnamdi Azikiwe, you didn't call it their business. My brother, I'll go if you don't want to talk. Thank you, bye-bye. Let me leave you. You are not serious. Bye-bye. Let me cut it in. No. You are not serious. You don't come to me. You are not serious. Let me cut the. You know you are talking to. Oh, you both left government. You destroy it and come here. Come and be telling me. No, you don't. You don't do that with me. I mean, you don't want to learn. You want to let me ask you a very simple question. You are telling me shit. Oyibo left regional government to us. Regional government. Everybody control your resources. You people destroy it. and create this federal government, the one we are running now. You don't want to talk about that. You will die in your foolishness. You know the boundary, not bring, because you are not truthful to yourself. You know your plan. You know what you want to do. That's the reason you want to force every other tribe to your nonsense. Come here, calling me nonsense here. Don't do that. Hello?
Hello, is this Wounded Civilian?
It is the Wounded Civilian himself. Your name and where are you calling from?
Okay, my name is Emeka. I'm calling from Sweden.
Okay.
Yeah, can I proceed?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Listen to your conversation with the last caller. It's obvious the guy is really brainwashed.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, but you know, and it's good that you know that not every one of us is really part of this Biafran nonsense, because you know we were never called Biafran.
Oh.
It's Ojukwu that called us Biafran.
I tell you.
1967 to 1970. We've never been throughout our history. If you go through every book that have been written about us, nobody ever called us Biafra. Understand? We are, in fact, so I hope this caller is listening. If you Google, hold on. There is a map I would have told him to listen to search for. Understand? He will discover that there were actually two Biafra. Understand? Not one.
Two Biafra?
There was two Biafra. Yeah.
Go ahead.
There was one Biafra in Senegal. There was another Biafra in Cameroon. And none of them were Igbos.
Okay.
Understand? So whatever he's talking about, this Biafra. In fact, the problem in the Igbos is this. The problem in Biafra is this, that a lot of people do not understand history. You understand?
But what state? I'm sorry to ask. What state are you from?
I'm from Anambra.
Anambra.
Yeah.
But you said this Igbo. Are you not Igbo, man?
Huh?
You are from Anambra?
I'm Igbo, but I'm not Biafran.
Oh, okay. Because I was surprised you said this Igbo people.
No. I said there is a problem with my Igbo sibling. I'm not talking the third person. That's the problem. Yeah, there's a problem. You know, we got to understand history first of all. You understand?
Yeah.
Where we all came from. You understand? There were three major migrations into Igbo land. You understand? Yeah. One migration came from the north. One migration came from the west. And one migration came from the east. The eastern migration were those who came from Biafra. You understand? A lot of people do not understand that what we are fighting for today are the descendants of the Biafrans who are trying to restore their former kingdom. You understand?
Yeah.
They just mixed up with Igbos. You understand? Right now, what is going on is they are fighting for the heart and soul of the Igbo nation. You understand? Not a lot of people that are joining Nnamdi Kanu's Biafran nonsense. You understand? They don't even know who Nnamdi Kanu is. They don't know where he comes from. They don't know his ancestors. Nothing. You know. Following him and you are doing Biafra. They should try and decide this Biafra history.
And they are causing, my brother, they are causing more enmity. Yes. Not sharply. Yeah. We don't hate the Igbos, but the way these people behave.
I know. There is something I want to say again. That Biafra, the kingdom of Biafra.
Hello, I can hear you. Go ahead.
The kingdom of Biafra was one of the biggest slave trading kingdom in the world. And many Igbos were sold by the Biafrans. Biafra was a Portuguese establishment. That's why I said Portugal had two settlements. One in Senegal and the other one in the part of Biafra. And it had nothing to do with Igbos, you understand? A lot of people who are coming here today, many of them are descendants from these Portuguese who made their way into Igbo land, learned Igbo, and today they are fighting for this. They are using Igbo, using brainwashing a lot of people to fight for them. Understand? But many people do not understand this history.
So, my brother, what you are telling me now, these people that are agitated for Biafra, they are not really the core.
They are not Igbo. You understand? They are not Igbo. At least this one they are not.
Because in Nnamdi Kanu last video, he said the name Igbo is a cursed name. I will play you a video. He said the name Igbo is a curse name that they are not Biafra. One Igbo man reply him. I will play the video later. The man replies, he apologize.
That's what I'm saying. That's why Igbo land is not called Biafran land. Haven't you noticed that?
Yeah, they call it Biafra land. Biafra don't have any land. It is Igbo land.
It's just like that saying that a lie told often enough begins to sound like the truth.
It's true.
Because they've been saying it. Biafra. A lot of people, many people do not even know the history of this thing. You understand? They just keep on saying Biafra means nothing in Igbo language. You understand?
Yeah.
It's not false. It means absolutely nothing. There were two kingdoms of Biafra. One in Senegambia, and the other one was in Cameroon. And Igbos, we have no connection to these two kingdoms. In fact, people don't even know where Ojukwu got this name from.
No.
And I have to speak this. Hello?
I said I tired.
Yeah, because people need to go back to history and study. Because if you do not study, you're not going to know what is going on. Do not sacrifice yourself for what you know nothing about.
But my brother, you as an Igbo, what did you think the Igbo is supposed to do at this point of time? Because we are causing more enmity, really. People are angry. People are angry.
Ever since, at least I'm old enough to know when this Biafran nonsense started. Most people don't even know this. It was even Ojukwu who introduced Nwazirike to the world. This same Ojukwu they are talking about. Nwazirike started Biafra. And so Nwazirike was Ojukwu's boy. So Ojukwu is still hunting the Igbos till this very day. And Biafra has brought us nothing but death and enmity. Now, when it comes to this thing, when it comes to what the Igbo should do. Ever since Biafra started, we've taken our eyes off our local government. We've taken our eyes off our governors. We are now waiting for Biafra, and it's not coming. People should refocus themselves on their elected officials. Those little changes it's going to make it. Those little changes. If you make those people to make those little changes, it's going to create a big impact in every Igbo man's life. Focus on the governance. You don't have to keep on screaming Biafra. You can only get Biafra two ways. It's either you come for peaceful dialogue, which Nigeria is not going to dialogue with you, forget about it, that's not going to happen. Or you go to war, and you don't have the army, you don't have the weapons. So what are you doing?
I just tired. 2023, instead of them to be fighting for at least, and that did not stop you from getting your Biafra. At least let your brother be there. You say no. They will ring election. What make you think if they ring election, they will not ring your referendum?
Even if you talk about rigging elections, in the new Biafra, it's not the same people.
The same thing.
The same people, the same Igbo people, you understand? You're talking about. They're not the same people who are still going to be there. You understand?
Maybe they are going to bring angels from heaven.
Yeah, it's still the same people. You understand? First of all, you must of all start going after your elected official. Ijela has been seen, and Ijela is not wrong. You understand? Ever since this Biafra started, we've taken our eyes off the governors, all the senators. We don't look at them anymore. We just focus on the mirage called Biafra that has brought us.
And those ones are stealing money.
And everything.
And those ones are stealing money. They are not doing what they're supposed to do. They are waiting for Biafra as if Biafra. No. Brother, thank you very much.
There's something I want to say, yes, sir. And it's coming from your own part, you understand? There's something you keep on saying every time about Wazobia, how in 1914, the Igbos, the Yoruba, this thing, and the Fulani, they gave us the country together. You must understand the history of Igbo land, you understand? Like I said earlier on that, there were three major migrations into Igbo land. The western migration came from Benin. The people, the Onitsha, the Okuta, and the Abo came from Benin. These kings are all descendants of the Oba of Benin. And Zik himself is from Benin. Zik, even if you read his book, Fragment of Onitsha History, article written about 1926, he said these people came from Benin. So in a way, you cannot say this was that people who created this friend for themselves, you understand?
No.
Even the page now, you keep on talking about, you understand? The president from Onitsha is from Benin. You understand? So in a way, we are tied together in this problem.
I know.
Even Kaduna Zreku you talk about sometimes, it's Okpana has connection to Benin.
I know, because you see these people, the way they disrespect us sometimes, you know, it's not fair.
I understand. I hate it when they keep on insulting your king.
You understand me?
You can make your point. Abusing people.
And the king and the people you are insulting, it's not the one reading Nigerian budget. My brother, listen. Listen. We have traditional rulers in Nigeria.
Yeah.
We have non-tan traditional. They have two first-class traditional rulers. Our Oba is part of the first-class traditional ruler. We have Yoruba. Okay.
It's true.
All these Obas, all these great first-class Obas, kings in Northern, they pay them with oil money from the south. People don't insult them there. Why will you be insulting my own that they are getting oil from my state? The money they pay the money they are paying my king, he deserve it. And they are paying a Northern man. People don't insult a Northern king there. Why must you insult my king? He deserve it. Because listen, my brother, if they don't pay, if the money they are paying this national law, if they stop paying my but they will not give you. They are not going to say, okay, they are not paying you come and take. Why did you want to die? That's the reason why you have no right whatsoever. He's not the one reading Nigerian budget. He's not the one you vote for. You vote for governor. You vote for president. Some of these kings don't even have power. Can't you see governor of Kaduna, is not Kanu now, single-handedly remove one of the first class king in Northern, in the north.
Yeah.
We all saw it here. So my brother,
that's true.
what you supposed to do?
Understand. That's why they shouldn't understand. They should stop. If they want to make their point, they should make their points. All these IQ members, and they should stop insulting other tribes. You don't need the Igbos do not need their anything. Understand? These people are insulting people. Understand? They are not one of us. They are not Igbos. Understand? It's not the kind of know how to pick his followers. Understand? These are mostly. I don't want to use the word the dredge of the society. I don't. That's my talking about my own siblings here. Understand? But these are the people. Understand? He picks. Understand? And social media has given everybody a voice. These are the loudest we see on social media because they are very passionate. That's why you don't see the sensible ones.
You are right.
My
brother, did you believe Igbo is from Israel?
We are not from Israel. in fact, listen. Africa is the holy land. In the Bible. I will not. If you give me all the 17 virgins, I'll not go to that desert in the Middle East. That's the desert. You understand? We are not from there. Nobody ever said we came from there. It's all these Christians. It's all these who started inventing us. So we're not from Israel. We didn't come from any Israel. My ancestors are not from there.
My brother, one thing. I want somebody like you to be joining us often because really, you really talk to me, Masha. You know, you see the things you say. I don't even see any reason arguing with you because you balance it. There are problem here. Everybody's guilty of these things. But when you push it as if you're almost the only one, I am the cause of the problem. And that's the problem here. I'm not the cause. Don't mind, I've never ruled that country, Nigeria.
But technically, you know, but hold on, you know, if you just because you get Igbo name doesn't make you Igbo, you understand? Normally we trace our lineage from our father. I think Benin are like that too, you understand? So even if an Igbo man goes to Yoruba land, he spends 100 years there, and he bears Yoruba name, marries Yoruba woman, he's everything about him is Yoruba. He's still Igbo. You understand? When push comes to shove, somebody may still remind you one day that your ancestors came from Igbo land. You understand? He will never be accepted. Now, and that is the case with Zik I'm talking about here. Zik may be Igbo, the name may be Nnamdi, but it's not. Zik never counted himself as Igbo before. You understand? Zik is not Igbo. You understand? I don't want to use the word it's not Igbo, but it's not from Igbo land.
Yeah, fine.
Zik came from the west. If people left during the time of Obaesige, you understand? These are some of the history we need to know. You understand? So when we talk about Igbo did this, Igbo did that, we also have to go back a bit in time in history to understand
You know why? We always say Igbo did this, Igbo did that. It is not really. We have people like Ijeli. We have good like you now. There's a way you can talk to me. Sometimes, even if I don't agree with you, but the way you put it, it's not with insult. It's not with like, I must believe. No. Then, even though if I don't agree with you, there are some people that will talk to you, say, okay. But if the person use authority, that you must be, that's the problem. So you see this, you see people like Ijeli, Igbos are rising up because let me tell you what they did in the southeast. Because most of our governor, not only the southeast, they fucked us up already. They failed. You understand me? So in Adikano, you know the southeast governors, they fear in Adikano, they fear in Adikano and his gangs. You know?
Yeah.
Then you see traditional rulers there. They fear in Adikano too. So in Adikano now is so powerful there. That's the reason why he said, when he said that I am powerful, you know what he's talking about?
I decide who
died and who live or die. That's where he made the mistake.
In fact, that just tells you that the guy is not mentally balanced. He's not mentally balanced. Even Buhari
cannot say that.
The Fulanis with their cruelty, they never. Nobody ever said such a word. That just shows you that you are not even yet in power, and you already showing you already showing us that you are a tyrant. That if the Biafran comes, Igbo land will be like worse than even Somaliland. Because many people going to run.
So my brother,
nobody can. Yes, and you see.
Did you know that? Did you know that if, for instance, you have your Biafran Adikano here, nobody can challenge you. Nobody.
First of all, there will never be a Biafran because I am not a Biafran. And as long as I'm not a Biafran, Biafran never come. The lie they lied to my fathers that made us go to war. It's not going to fly some of us. First of all, yes, during the time of the Abuja Accord, go on fought up. Yes, go on reneged on the Abuja Accord. But that does not mean go on not an alternative. There was something called Decree 8 of 1967. This decree gave the Biafran, the Igbos, more than 60%, more than 90% of what was agreed upon in Abuja Accord. Hilary Njoku told Ojukwu, accept this decree. Do not go to war. Ojukwu refused. Ojukwu called him a sabo and threw him in jail. You see Akpan. Hilary Njoku,
Okay, Larry, okay.
Larry, he was one of those people who planned the coup. He told Ojukwu, accept Decree 8 of 1967. Ojukwu refused. Another thing he told Ojukwu to say was UC Akpan. UC Akpan was secretary to the Biafran government. He was secretary until the end of the war. He was secretary to the Biafran government. He also told Ojukwu to accept. Ojukwu refused. So that thing was, if you read it, there's a book I was reading one time. It was like Ojukwu went to almost like on personal reason. It had nothing to do with the Igbos. It had nothing to do with the Igbos. Because initially I used to think that there was a program. The program when they killed Igbos happened in 1966. But in 1967 there was no program. No Igbos were not under attack. Ojukwu could have compromised. Yes. Go on, renege on agreement. But go on represented the North. Ojukwu represented the East. Go on did what his masters, the Fulani, told him to do. Then Ojukwu was supposed to do, think about us, think about it. In 1967, many places in Nigeria were still bush. In fact, in Nigeria were still bush people. In fact, because the British just left. Some people have not even seen before, and yet they are off to go and fight a modern war. You had the army in 1967.
Go ahead.
You had the army in 1967. You could have just bullied your way, just do a little bit of gra, get your way, and just avoid war. And Igbo land will be, in fact, not just Igbo land, the South will be doing well. Now some people are now coming back now, talking about this Biafran nonsense. What was the ancestors who left ancestors and then now they're talking about this Biafran nonsense again. If they want Biafra, you understand? Nigeria is not going to compromise. Nigeria is not going to give you a referendum. It will never happen. You go to war, then who is backing you? You have nobody behind. People do not know this.
So my brother, let me ask you a question. Can you call
Yeah.
Ojuku Hero?
Who?
Ojuku. Can you call it
Ojuku?
Hero?
Ojuku was a, how do I describe it? Ojuku was I'll describe him how do I use this word? He was involved in the death of millions of people. It's not Igbo. I personally hold Ojuku responsible.
Oh.
For the death of the millions of people. I personally hold him responsible. Nobody else. Him himself is responsible for that war. The Igbo shouldn't have gone to war. My father shouldn't have gone to war if they knew about the decree 8 of 1967. They didn't know anything about modern war. You understand? Nigeria was flying MiG aircraft. Nigeria was using the latest latest AK-47. The Igbos were using 1 or 2 made rifles. You understand? They were not ready for the war.
Yeah.
And we even had an army in 1967. But now there is no army. Now you have this bunch of people who now call themselves ESN. They are land grabbers. They are stealing land. They are not just. This is all about land. They suddenly gone from protecting the people to talking about land. Understand? Talking about there's there's a video I watched one time about one of them talking about traditional who are selling land, who are selling land. It's basically land. Like this is almost becoming a land issue. Nobody even talking about security Igbos anymore. Nobody talking about the so-called Biafra. It's all about land now. You understand? So I don't know.
My brother, thank you.
Thanks anyway, but it is not every one of us is a Biafran, you understand? I'm not a Biafran, you understand? And I feel insulted if I'm called a Biafran. I'm not a Biafran, you understand? My people are never called Biafran. Biafra died with the man who created
it. That's what I told them. Biafra died with Ojuku. Biafra died. My brother, I think thank you very much, my brother, if you are still listening to me. Thank you very much. In fact, I will inbox you. I will even call you tomorrow because you understand me. Because as Igbo guy, the way you talk to me, at least you know that yes, with regard. That's number one. You are not trying to impose your Igbo-ness on anybody. And I said I will test you tomorrow. That is not because you said you renounced Biafra, but the truth. Biafra is dead and buried with Ojuku. You don't need war again. We don't need war again. On Saturday, let me show you something. On Saturday, this is what we'll be talking about. On Saturday, we have Edo, Isan, Anioma, Robo territory, Isan territory, Aunchi. The map of Bende or Midwest, 7 province. On Saturday, we'll be inviting our Robo brother, and I want about 2 or 3 people will be here with us. So now, before I go, well, let us acknowledge, like I said, our brothers, people like Demi Jili, for the work they are doing, for the good work they are doing. Because Igbos, you have to wake up, stand up, and fight for your right too. Okay. Hello.
Hello, Mundo Civilian.
Yeah, you are welcome to the program, Mr. Man.
Yeah, good evening, my brother.
Good evening.
Yes, I just want to contribute some shots.
Yeah. Before you go, on Saturday, you will be with me on this program of Midwest Solar, please.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, that's fine.
Go ahead.
That's fine. You see, I am a Midwesterner, so I'm never ready.
Okay, thank you, bros. Thank you.
You know one thing with Nigeria, okay? Though the Igbos have destroyed Nigeria so much, okay? But in the other hand, our major problem in the country is migration.
Migration, okay.
migration is its major problem. You know, and to be honest, any country that cannot handle immigration issues, that country will be rubbish to nothing. Okay?
Go ahead, I'm with you.
Hello?
I'm with you.
Okay. So, if you look at Nigeria setup, we don't have borders. That is why somebody will just wake up from Mali, Guinea, and they will walk down to the country and start to do business and start to kill people without control. You know?
Yeah.
Okay. Let us look at it from this perspective. The problem we have that was caused to us by the Igbos is demolishing the structure of the regional government. After the war, Nigeria, after the civil war, okay, Nigeria population was 55.5 million people. Okay, so my brother, this war is less than 50 years. How do we skyrocket from 60 million people to 275 million, even 300 million people?
Yeah, you're right.
Now, how many people each man they born? But you know what?
But I believe foreigners join us. People from outside.
This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying to you.
Yeah.
People from Cameroon, they will come to Nigeria, they'll say they're Nigerian because we don't have identity. People from Niger, they will come, they say they are Nigerians. You cannot separate Niger man from Nigerians because we don't have identity. Okay? Then the same thing happened to people from, do you know that 60% of the good jobs in Nigeria are occupied by foreigners? Okay?
Yeah.
They are occupied by foreigners. And that is a very big problem for our society. Then, to wrap it up, let me give the Igbos some bomb before I go. We have done our research. We find out from the forensic research that 80% of the kids that are missing in Nigeria, they are all traced back to the southeast. Of the children, when they thief for Nigeria, when they miss, when our father look for mama, they were traced back to the southeast. So after the war, the Igbos think that they have killed them too much and they want to get back their population desperately. What they start to do is to now open baby factory. Plant baby factories every corner. They now spread their tentacles all over Nigeria to start to steal people's children and bring them and start to name them Ukechukwu, Chinasa, Chinyere. To the southeast. Okay? This is why the population of the Igbos overnight skyrockets to the self-acclaimed 15 million that they claim today. It's as a result of stealing children from the Hausa Fulani, stealing children from other ethnic group in Nigeria to have an overpopulated Igbo nation. Can you hear what I'm saying now, bro?
Yeah.
So we must go back to regional government. So if we go back to regional government, we can then now have a toll gate after the river Niger before Asaba to deter these Igbo people from infiltrating our space. Someone will be coming from Enugu, they will laugh themselves. 5 Igbo people will sit on top of each other on luxurious bus. They are coming to Benin, they are coming to Lagos. Without a bag. They don't come with bag, they don't come with anything. And when you ask them, they say we are coming to invest in your society, we are coming to develop your community. He is coming without cover. How will you want to come and develop my community? Can somebody who comes to a place with a poly bag, with bedroom slippers, develop anything? No. So when they come to Benin, they come to Lagos, they come to Warri, what they want to do is to start to steal and rob people. And as soon as they succeed in striking one innocent man, take his money, they will open the corner side shop. That is the strategy of the Igbos. And for a very long time, the Igbos have refused to apologize to those of us that are their hosts. Because Igbo man don't have respect for anybody that doesn't have money. They have no courtesy for anybody. If you tell Igbo man the truth, they will tell you, oh, you hate Igbos. You are jealous of the Igbos. How can someone live with such people? They are always a crying baby. They are always accusing another person. They are so bitter. So it's difficult to accommodate an Igbo man. Yeah. So it's better we advise them from the Niger Delta.
My brother.
To have a homogeneous Igbo country where there will be only Igbo people in such country, so they can then play their Igbo politics the way they want it. Because Igbo now don't feel comfortable in a place, in a society where they are not the dominant.
Yeah, okay, my brother, I will not allow you.
Yes.
I will not allow you say everything because on Saturday definitely we'll be talking about Midwest. You understand?
No problem.
I want you
Thank
to.
you.
No, wait. I want you
Okay.
to really go and study how concerning our Midwest referendum, the tribe, all these things. That's what we'll be talking about. And the same thing.
I have them in my head. Of course, you know.
So
I will get prepared that day to dish out how we come about on our Midwestern region before Igbo infiltrated us to take over and destroy it.
That's what we'll be discussing. That so I don't want you to pour everything out now.
Okay.
Reserve. But before you go, don't I don't want you to be partial. Just a question, just like I asked that our brother just now. Did you see Ojukwu as hero?
Ojukwu is a criminal that was supposed to be killed by firing squad at Babish IMB.
And why did you say that?
Because Ojukwu was self-centered. Ojukwu did not only kill the Igbos. Ojukwu killed. See, don't forget, those of us in the South were majorly killed than even the Igbos. Okay? So Ojukwu killed a lot of us, not just the Igbos. Ojukwu killed a lot of people in the South and in Nigeria too. So Ojukwu is a criminal. Ojukwu should go to jail. Ojukwu was using child army. At a point, women were hiding their children in the ceiling because of Ojukwu soldier.
Okay, my brother, now that this IPOB, this terrorist group IPOB is trying to indoctrinate our people, did you think like tribe like Edo, Isan, Urobo, Ishekre and the rest, anything to, do we have to, how am I going to put it? Now that they're indoctrinating our people, did you think it would be a problem for us? Did we need to do anything to stop them, or it's just normal thing that...
My brother, what you are doing, that is why God will continue to bless you. Because you see, this your program have revived a lot of dead brain of people. And you see, when you start preaching gospel does not start to effect immediately. Exactly. It takes time. So what you are doing, you don't know. But I tell you that you are really putting life to people's eye and brain. You see those ones? Okay, imagine all those useless robo women and jobless boys that normally come on every day before. Do you see them every day? Okay, no. Now they come maybe. Okay? So don't worry about them. We shall continue to bombard them with the truth. Even their Bibles say the truth shall set you free.
Exactly. Thank you very much, my brother.
Because you see, the Igbo people are very clever. They learn story upside down to brainwash people. How do you, have you ever seen a slave is trying to give his master food?
No.
Benin is not a kingdom. Benin is an empire. For Igbo people to say Benin is part of Biafra, it's an insult.
It's an insult. I told them.
And they will pay with their life bitterly for this.
I tell you, it's an insult. It's an insult. And you must apologize, or Inadika will go 6 feet under. That's what I let them understand. My brother, thank you very much. Let me leave you now on Saturday. Hello? It's like we lost our brother. Brother Emma, thank you very much for your contribution. Please, on Saturday, you will be with us here so that we do this thing, because definitely we are going to launch a Midwest region group. I think you will be part of the movement. How, let our people know, for them not to be deceived. Our region, Midwest region, we got it through referendum. Nobody imposed it on us like Biafra. Like, thank God, Igbos are waking up saying, they are not Biafra, they are Igbos. You understand me? So that's what we'll be discussing on Saturday. We must discuss it, must let our people know, because it is annoying. You see Urobo person, Urobos, trying to be preaching Biafra that is none of your business. Because of the money they are giving you people, you lost your common sense. It is our responsibility to rehabilitate our people, because they need deliverance. Are you people sick? It's annoying, really. You were never part of their Biafra. You were not there. The flag they are carrying about, you know who designed that flag? What the fuck is wrong with you? Nigeria is bad. A problem is in Nigeria. That doesn't mean you lost your common sense. What the fuck is wrong with you? Let me quickly play a Ijele. Our brother Ijele.
So I'll balance like this. So
yes. No, it's fine. It's very
this video of Ijele.
Just a brief information.
Yeah, it's going to be a brief one, guys.
Ijele is in Igbo town, in Anambra. People that have been saying he can't come to the southeast. He's in southeast. It's my brother. I respect him.
Hold on, guys. Hold on. I'm going to share the video on the other pages. Guys, if you are just joining us for the first time on Ijele Speaks 3, please like and follow the page.
Yeah.
That's where we are broadcasting right now, so you don't miss a thing. Welcome, my people. Welcome, guys. Yeah, people are back. Yeah. Welcome, guys. Welcome.
Because they said they are about to launch.
Before then, my brother, I would like you to introduce yourself. I'll talk to our brother. That's the camera.
Thank you very much. My name is Mazi Osita Obina, and it is a privilege to be seated side by side with the mouthpiece, the man whose second name is Truth, the way it is, Ijele Speaks. And we all know that when Ijele starts speaking, he speaks sense. Ijele speaks sense. Ijele tells you the truth. Ijele does not confuse anybody. Ijele does not demand for monthly 5,000 naira and all of that. What are we talking about? Osita Obina is my name. Privilegedly, I convene the movement against dissident in Nigeria, which is a member, and we have a whole group of passionate and dedicated, committed young men. We came together. No government is giving us 1 naira. Our resources, we put together our resources. When we want to move, we move with our 2 naira, and we don't charge anybody 1 naira, and we will not charge anybody 1 naira. A dime for only. That is why we have decided to come face live on Facebook, to address issues the way they are. What prompted about this? We were motivated to do this when, of course, they said evil tribes when good men refuse to speak.
Yeah, when good men choose to do nothing.
Definitely. So we woke up one morning and said, oh, no. This is a deceit of the highest order. I know we've been receiving several attacks from gullible persons in the people that have been eating. That is their stock in trade. That is the only thing they do for a living. I chop it as not. I did not chop it as I care not. So long as I'm saying the truth. I am not here to insult anybody. It is not in my nature to insult. I am not like them. Their stock in trade is insult. They don't give, no matter how old you are, they call you an idiot. I don't insult anybody, and I don't intend to. I value respect. Our cultural heritage depicts that young person should respect an elderly person. Even if you have agitation, engage with your people with humility, with respect.
You go Lanabra, you see your brother. You see your brother talking sense. What you do is to insult, talk anyhow. Stupid people. This Igbo man too, talking sense.
Not just in Southeast,
senseless set of
in the North, everything is that. Each of you were personal. That is your business. Now in Kebasarai Southeast, Alibo, and we know that the nefarious activities of our brother and IPOB is militant in nature. An average Igbo man is not a militant.
Of course, we are businessmen.
We are businessmen. We are focused. We mind our business.
We are commercially
minded. I heard that also. Betty Maranke touch it during the answers. When our brother, probably in his bid to show class, to show who he is as usual,
to hijack the movement, an organic movement.
Yes. Suddenly he came and said, shoot him, everyone, shoot him. No.
Very stupid boy.
We don't shoot.
Nnamdi Kanu is going down. He must go down.
Nigeria is a sovereign nation.
It's a must.
He's a sovereign
because
nation.
he have offended our Charlie Temple. He touched the lion's tail. Nnamdi Kanu.
We have a president.
This is
we have
what
a
talking now.
President. We have organogram. We have constitution. We are humans. Therefore, we should confine ourselves to the Constitution of Federal Republic of Nigeria. If you feel agitated, there are non-violence approaches. There are better ways. There are channels, of addressing your agitation. That is what we are talking about. He has succeeded in giving Igbo man, average Igbo man now with a bad name, of course,
in Nigeria.
And the irony of this thing, so this man is living comfortably in London, in the UK,
and other places is running to in Asia right now.
But I am here. Life in Umai, I am here in Umai. Look at me under the scorching sun of Africa. No Umai here. Now, preaching, I am saying those gullible minds, those whom he has succeeded in deceiving, those who have been waiting for that has remained chronically and perpetually elusive, they should have a rethink. We have lost souls.
Yeah.
We have lost brothers. We have lost friends. In the bid of what? Actualizing what? There are processes.
Nothing that doesn't exist.
Nothing.
Listen, the problem is this. When you see our people, they will tell you, if you're not doing it well, why don't you do your own? I'm like, what exactly is he doing? You mean something that does not exist?
I don't understand.
Can he show you a single person he has met? You can't just, you see your
Biafra don't exist.
It's your hometown.
Your brother, the Igbo guy that called me before said, they buried Biafra with Ojukwu. One a fake Igbo boy from Delta telling me he's born Biafra. How you born Biafra? Ojukwu created it. Ojukwu is a criminal. People like that have been asking. They said Ojukwu is a criminal. Even the jailer said that if they treat Ojukwu for call, maybe Nnamdi Kanu will not be running with the name of Biafra. Nnamdi Kanu change the flag now. It is dragon black flag now. Sick people. Yeah.
Okay, because we are not fooling you all by telling you that we came from Elohim, Elohai, Elohim, Elohim, Elo whatever.
Yeah.
That is why you don't want to be. It's very easy to fool the people than to convince them. Fooling you is the easy part. I could have chosen that part. Ask them how many times they've tried to bribe me. I'm telling you, I'm not going to use any euphemism like they try to bring me over or no, I'm going to say what they've tried to bribe me. Like for real. And if I were such a person as they claim, please, I would have just taken the money and chosen the easy way.
Yeah.
I shouldn't be here to take the insult.
Mr. Jelly, let me leave you people. We know what's up. Nnamdi Kanu must pay for his crime. There is nothing anybody can do about it. Igbos are rising up. Igbos are waking up. What did this program now? They said they'll be traveling state to state, do whatever they can to liberate their people. They must liberate their people. Now, before I go, let me just quickly play this video too. Igbos, if you can do it for yourself, maybe people will stop hating you people.
Igbo. But let me tell you something. If you are not careful, we will all come after you. Before you actualize whatever you are saying, you will actualize. We will come after you. You must be a stupid man. For uttering that word, and we demand an apology from you. You must apologize to the entire Igbo people. You must apologize. You and your stupid followers must apologize to the entire Igbo people. For you to open your mouth, your stupid mouth, this thing you call mouth, and say that the Igbo name, the name Igbo is cost. Nand, you are a stupid man. Yeah, you go on now. But I guess you last night. You are not here. You are not here. You necessarily make politics with all the fraud that people are doing. Do not get Igbo involved. You can defraud people with your Biafra. You can defraud people with your iPod. Nobody cares. Do not mention the name of Igbo land. You should know you've crossed your line. You are a stupid man for saying that. Is it because you are keeping quiet? You think you are the only one that knows how to talk? You think you have the monopoly of insult? You must be a stupid man. What do you think you are? And I bother nonsense. Isha nevugi. Who are you? Eshebege jeboni. Eshebege jeboni. Akube kuke. Ibe kuke. Nini libe. Eshebege jeboni. Who are you? Amabrono. Iji meponi jeri. This thing you call mad, this your stupid gutter you call mad, and then you get Igbo. I didn't give her the cost. What is cost is your surname. Village get a cost. Your village is cost. Your abnormal a cost. Your people are cost. Nnamdi Kanu, I say your people are cost. You yourself, you are cost. Your generation is cost. For you to open your stupid mouth and say that Igbo, the name Igbo is cost. You are a mad fellow. Your legs are supposed to be in psychiatric hospital. You are not here. You make noise and people idiots that follow you laugh and clap for you and then you think you are something and or you are somebody. Who do you think you are? Who do you think you are? If they call young men, I'm not even talking about old men. In Igbo land, Simo come out. You think you will come out? Because you have people who are pushing battle, people who are bricklayers, who are searching for jobs, who does not know what to do with their life. They are following you up and down, and then you think you have crowd. Tell me one reasonable person, one important human being that is among those your stupid crowd. I want to know. Tell me one important human being. No human being. Just mention one important human being that is sympathizing with you. There is none. Because they know that you have nothing to offer. Your brain is empty. That is why people will tell you, I've never talked about you in my program. I don't even do that. It's a waste of time. But this one you have spoken. You have touched the tiger by the tail. You are stupid. You think you're the only one that knows how to talk? You just want to get and be blowing nonsense English because you live in London. Then that symbolizes that you went to school. Look at Anita. You are trying to save people from the white man, and then you are living at the heart of the white man's land. You are telling people what Britain has done to them, and you are still feeding. Britain is temple that are feeding you. And idiots are believing you. These idiots are believing your stories, your nonsense stories that you are telling them. We get quiet, nobody wants to talk about it. We are overlooking some things. And then you wake up from your sleep to open your idiot mouth and say that Igbo is cursed. Now you are stupid. I know you are mad, but I didn't know that you are stupid and mad at the same time. Honestly, I go back. Look, I don't like mingling into people's business because I know that the iPod you opened is just a business venture that you are using to make ends meet. And then if the fools decide to follow you, let them follow you. But for you to come out for your madness to get to the point that you have no longer respect for Igbo land that helped you and your family. I know that people are not Igbo. That the Igbo land that helped you and your family, even though your people betrayed them during the war, they helped you and your family. For you to open your mouth and say that the name Igbo is cursed, you must be stupid. You are not only mad, but you are stupid. You are stupid. This is the end of the road for you. And anybody who is a pure Igbo man, any Igbo that says by mistake that is a member of that is following you, whether he's a member of IPOB or that he's sympathizing with whatever nonsense that you are creating, that person we are going to person what we do to those who are not with us. There is no ordinary person that will ever look at you. You are a fool. You are a fool. What is this? The people are keeping quiet does not mean
this Igbo man crying that Ina Adikanu said, Igbo is cursed. They are not Biafra, the name.